Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Thursday, the 13th of October, comes to you from London. And we start, as always, looking at Forex. Here we see the dollar index really kicking up this week. That's the weekly candle there. Remember, this is my long-term charts, weekly, daily charts here, 1%, 0.5%, and then my short-term charts, all my trends and targets all on the chart. So this is the long-term, medium-term, and short-term position for the dollar index. Daily chart, we see these last few days really kicking above, breaking that July high. So this is very bullish on the dollar. We've got an upside target here of 4.5% to play for, and some very, very big upside targets if we can break to new multi-year highs. So dollar is looking pretty bullish. But it's down slightly this morning, and we see here just in the euro that's reflected. But euro is now bearish, dollar bullish, so it's all showing through on the bullishness of the dollar. The dollar yen chart, of course, is inverted, and we're just starting to see the dollar yen rate breaking the cloud, the strong dollar again, just starting to emerge through here on the daily. So dollar strength all round, really. Sterling, of course, the big story of recent days. And we see this week's candle here on the weekly, bearish, bearish, bearish all around, still bearish on the short term. If you want to watch what's really happening in the short term, go for the 1 minute chart. And press the T key on your system. And we do have this downside target, which is activated now, of 117.50. That's 3.5% downside. Take a look at our sterling report if you're an Updata client. And then we just look at some other rates, euro, sterling euro, around the 110 mark. Bearish again on all fronts. We do have 108.85. Not many clear downside targets on the short term there, so quite key. And then if we just take a look at some of the other markets, we look at the S&P 500. Struggled again yesterday, down back to 2139. Really can't get above this 2180 level, and this 2120 level is the support level we need to watch. We do have some downside targets to 2017. So it does suggest that there is quite significant downside in the short term. Inevitably, some jitters still with the US election. So we're bearish in the short term, but bullish in the long and medium term. And if we take a look at the Nasdaq, much the same picture there. A downside target of about 4%, but not yet activated. We'd need a new low below 4,800 for that to be activated. We'll just take a look at the futures. The futures giving us a little bit of a heads up, suggesting the market will open a little bit lower today. So futures trading in Europe at the moment, suggesting that the short-term bearishness is going to continue. FTSE has showed real strength on this currency effect from the sterling rate, but we do see here just starting to show a little bit of short-term weakness through the cloud, but we do still have short-term targets, so this is still bullish on all fronts. And if we look at the FTSE 250 index, we are below the cloud, just showing that the more heavily international laden companies in the top of the market are actually driving things. Quick look at the European markets. We see here on the Nikkei, we're bullish on all fronts. We do have a little downside target, but Nikkei, it's still bearish on the long term, but we are bullish in the medium term and just bullish short term. Shanghai, a reasonably good night, no big change there, but it is turned bullish again there, so we are seeing some recovery. If we take a look at the Indian market, bullish in the long run with some very good upside targets, but again, short-term bearishness creeping in. We've got targets in both directions, so really quite hard to read India at the moment, but short-term bearishness because we're below the cloud. If we take a look at the Aussie market, holding it's just turning bullish in the long run, bullish in the medium term, and we do have some nice upside targets here, but at the moment we're just starting to show a little bit of bearishness as we come back below the cloud. Crude, looking at commodities now, crude pulling back, and it is the seasonally weak time of year, so the strength in crude has been a surprise. We're not through on the weekly yet. This is the long-term bearish chart. We are through on the daily. Struggled to make through that June high, and the second half of the year is normally bearish for crude, so we are seeing some sell-off there at the moment, short-term bearish. In WTI, much the same picture, of course. If we take a look at nat gas, US nat gas is just recovering through on the weekly, so really starting to show some strength here. Looks like we've said goodbye to the sub $3 levels, and looking bullish on most fronts here, just slowing down a little bit on the short term. Take a look at corn. Corn is pretty well bearish. Most of the softs look pretty bearish. If we take a look at wheat, still bearish in the short term. So softs looking generally quite bearish. Gold has just started to put in a bit of a recovery. We're seeing that here on the short-term chart. So after a bit of a sell-off there, bullish in the long run with some very clear upside targets. Medium term just turned bearish, but now just short term turning bullish again. Silver just tends to lead a little bit. It's been through a bit longer, and we're seeing much the same picture. No clear upside targets. Haven't got a 7.5% upside target here, which has been activated, but still has some downside targets too. And if we take a quick look at copper, copper actually is bearish. On the short-term chart and the medium and the long-term. So copper looking still pretty bearish all around. Just to look at the bonds, euro, the Bund. This is the actual Bund future, and we see here that this is bearish, just implying that yields are strengthening. And if we look at the US bond, this is the 5-year. Much the same picture on the 5 and 10-year. We're starting to see the bond price is just starting to creep up. This run in the yields is just looking like it's slowing a little bit. We got to about 1.3, and we do have a new downside target, but we do have upside targets as well. So looking a bit bearish short term, but the medium term picture is pretty bullish. Long term picture hasn't changed yet. Last of all, look at some bellwethers. Apple bullish now on the weekly, bullish on the daily, bullish on the 60-minute. Google again bullish, bullish, bullish. Amazon has had a stellar performance in recent months, looking good, but just starting to slow a little bit on the chart. And Facebook, bullish pretty well on all charts here, lots of upside targets as well. And Nvidia, one of my stocks, is just starting to turn a little bit bearish, so we've got to keep an eye on that. So that's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.